You find an idea that requires 3 or 4 years of improvement and patience and really sticking with it, that we're very good at that. Take Windows, which we bet our company on everybody doubted that would succeed. IBM did not support us in that it took longer than we expected over 4 years before. Finally, graphical interface got popular and now people take it for, it's part of every personal computer and you just expect it to be there. That was one of the grand success of the company. In the same way we're betting on the internet that our tools there will be popular and that a few of these content plays that we've decided to get involved in, that the scale and the users will make those into great businesses. When I started Microsoft, I didn't think of it as all that risky. I mean, I was so excited about what we were doing. It's true. I could have gone bankrupt, but I had a set of skills that were highly employable, and in fact my parents were still willing to let me go back to Harvard and finish my education if I wanted to. The thing that was scary to me wasn't quitting and starting the company. It was when I started hiring my friends and they expected to be paid, and then we had customers who went bankrupt, customers that I counted on to come through, and so then I got this incredibly conservative approach that I wanted to have enough money in the bank to pay a year's worth of payroll, even if we didn't get any payments coming in, if you're gonna start a company. It takes so much energy that, you better overcome your feeling of risk. I don't think that you necessarily, if you're gonna start a company, should do it at the start of your career. I think there's a lot to be said for working for a company, learning how they do things. If you're young, it's hard to go lease premises. They made that hard for me. You couldn't rent a car when you were under 25 at the time. So I was always taking taxis to go. So customers, that's fun, because I'll tell you, when people are first skeptical and then this kid doesn't know anything, then when you show them you've really got a good product and something, they actually tend to go overboard and they think, whoa, they know a lot. Let's really do an incredible amount with these people. So our youth, at least in this country, was a huge asset for us. Once we reached a certain threshold, it's hard to hire older people. Because they'll be a little bit conservative about whether they should come in and take the risk, and it took 3 or 4 years before we could go out into the normal sort of employment pool. But those problems that come with starting a firm, you better think of those as part of the pleasure. Part of the challenge. That is part of the excitement in meetings a lot. My counter gets very full with those, and then at night after the kids have gone to bed, on email a great deal. I get messages during the day. That's my chance to give long responses. And then over the weekend I send a lot of mail as well. I take 2 weeks a year to just go off and read and think, where I'm not interrupted by work or anything else. I'm just solidly trying to think about the future, and people get to send me things to read as part of that so-called Think Week. So it's a nice mix of things. About 25% of the time that I'm out traveling around meeting with customers, Europe, Asia, and that sort of helps me think. Okay, do we have the right priorities? What are people responding well to, and what would they like to see us do better? The key point there is you've got to enjoy what you do every day. And for me, that's working with very smart people. It's working on new problems every time we think, hey, we've had a little bit of success. We're pretty careful not to dwell on it too much because the bar gets raped. I talked to my dad, I talked to Warren, had talked to my wife, Melinda. So I have enough people that know me and actually know where my judgment isn't its strongest, where I might get overexcited about something or forget to think about something. And so they're good at correcting, particularly good at correcting whatever those blind spots are, and I think it's good to encourage your friends and advisors to really give them that license. A small number of people that you can turn to on certain key things is a great asset. best business decisions really have to do with picking people. Deciding to go into partnership with Paul Allen is probably at the top of the list. And then subsequently hiring a friend Steve Ballmer and having somebody who you totally trust, who's totally committed, who shares your vision, has a little bit different set of skills and also acts as a check on you. You know, some of the ideas you come up with you run by him because you know, they're gonna say, hey, wait a minute. Have you thought about this and that? And just, you know, the benefit of sparking off of somebody who's got that kind of brilliance. It's not only made it fun, but it's really led to a lot of success. So picking of partners is crucial. I had one habit that I developed when I was at college. That was actually a very bad habit, which was, I like to show people that I didn't do any work, and that I didn't go to classes and I didn't care. And then at the very last minute, like 2 days before the test, I get serious about it, and then people thought that was funny. You know, that was my positioning the guy who did nothing until the last minute. Then when I went into business, that was a really bad habit, and it took me a couple of years to get over that. Nobody praised me because I would do things at the last minute, and I tried to reverse to students. I didn't think that highly of who were always organized and had things done on time. I'm still working on it, but procrastination is not a good habit. Thanks for watching.